a little bit similar to the situation with Lionel Messi, although we know that Lionel Messi and Barcelona just go hand in hand. So it's such a shock to have seen this announcement.
Well, the newspapers are going along with the divorce, because he's been there, for such a long time, and there's been no flexibility from the league, the federation, Spanish Football Federation. They have not moved at all. It's left Barcelona in the mire. They're in serious financial trouble, way worse than anybody thought. Even the president came out, Laporta, and said, 200, 300 million, it's been way worse than that. The numbers, they've had an audit at the football club and it's just so high, the debts. They've even signings that they've made, people like Sergio Aguero, they're not even sure they can be registered.
It's
so
crazy,
the club's in an absolute mess. Now, they're trying to be flexible, they say, the league, because they've had a venture capitalist group come in, CVC, want to invest money, but Real Madrid and Barcelona don't want to buy into it because obviously it's a long time, duration of nearly, a good number of years where they don't want to be tied into.
Yeah.
They think they value their two clubs, which are obviously the two, or the main biggest, you could argue they're the biggest clubs in Europe, which they've been for years, that they don't want to buy into something that's so long term. So they can't even get an influx of money quickly. It's a dire situation for Barcelona and leaves Lionel Messi nowhere to go, really, except as does he want to play for the club for nothing, which is a big ask. He could still earn loads and loads of money, by the way, even if he didn't have a contract of being... Well, he could earn fortunes playing for Barcelona in many different ways, but not through the financial fair play of the club's audit. It's a really... How can a club... And yes, look, we have to consider that the pandemic has played a huge impact on Barcelona, hasn't it? And Real Madrid. Yeah. These giants have always spent big. But because of their previous spending before the pandemic, Dembele, Griezmann, I know he came in and spent a lot of money, Coutinho, best part of £500 million, it's put them and wages in a terrible situation.
And I know that's what Barcelona were saying, weren't they? They were hoping for outgoings, and you've mentioned a couple of players that they
can't get rid of anybody.
Yeah, Griezmann, Coutinho, Braithwaite. There were 3 or 4 players that Barcelona thought they could get off their books that then would facilitate that new deal for Lionel Messi, who had negotiated reduced terms, shall we say, on that new deal. It still would have been quite a healthy deal for him, but much less that he would have been earning in his previous deals at Barcelona. Now, when it all happened, yesterday, Joan Laporta held this huge news conference. I mean, it was properly set up as you imagine, a huge news conference to be staged. There was part of me that just thought, this is a power play by Barcelona, isn't it? To try and force La Liga to change, to
be more
things.
Flexible in and help out the giants of Spanish
help them out, and to also have that thing, that sort of message of how can we allow, and it's up for debate, of course, but the best player in the world to not be in Spain, and that's where I felt this was going. But now it seems to be moving really quickly, and if you believe some reports now, it's like he's destined for PSG.
Yeah. Do you know the one thing I feel really weird about? There's been no takers for Antoine Griezmann.
No.
You think of his age and how successful he's been as a player. Dembele's been injured, so has Coutinho, and been sent out on loan. But Griezmann's been there, and yes, he asked for a transfer quite a number of months back. But I can't believe that no one's come in for him. His contract must be so excessive that it's not even viable to take him. With the fee that they'd want. He's been offered. If he's is he going to play where? No one seems to be interested in Antoine Griezmann. But World Cup winner, and didn't have a great Euros, I didn't think. But it's a strange set of scenarios. But Lionel Messi is the player that they must be desperate to keep, but just can't find a way of doing it.